Ready to improve your prostate health and protect yourself from the worst foods out there? If so, keep watching because we're going to show you what to avoid in this video. We'll be discussing 6 of the worst foods you can eat for your prostate health that you may be consuming right now without even knowing it. We all know the importance of eating healthy, but there are certain foods that could have a negative effect on your prostate health. And we're going to tell you what they are, because if you keep eating them, you can experience plenty of complications down the line. One of these is BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia, simply known as an enlarged prostate. This condition is usually seen in men who are 50 years old and above. Studies have shown that almost 90% of men over the age of 80 experience some level of prostate enlargement. If it's not treated, BPH can lead to complications like prostatitis, which is a painful condition where the prostate gland becomes inflamed, and urinary tract infections. Moreover, having an enlarged prostate may increase the risk of developing prostate cancer in some cases. You know, the prostate gland is pretty important when it comes to a man's reproductive function. It's responsible for producing and releasing a certain fluid that helps nourish and transport sperm during ejaculation. But here's the thing. When this gland starts to grow and put pressure on the urethra, it can cause some uncomfortable urinary symptoms. We're talking about things like a weak urine flow, needing to pee a lot, especially at night, feeling like you can't fully empty your bladder, and having trouble getting the flow started. And let's not forget about the pain and discomfort you might feel in your abdominal, pelvic, and perineal areas. It's not fun, that's for sure. So, what causes an enlargement of the prostate? Well, it's believed that hormonal imbalances, particularly involving testosterone, estrogen, and dihydrotestosterone or DHT, play a role in the development of BPH. Other factors like obesity and certain medical conditions, such as diabetes and heart disease, could also increase the risk of BPH. Now, if you're ready to start making smarter food choices to avoid BPH, stay tuned. Before we reveal what those foods are that can cause problems with your prostate, please know that this video is simply for informational purposes only, not medical advice. And you should consult a doctor if you experience any of the symptoms of BPH we mentioned. That said, let's start identifying the worst foods to eat for your prostate's health. Number 1, processed meats. Yeah, we're talking about processed meats like canned meat, sausages, bacon, deli meats, and salami. We know they're pretty tasty, but here's the bad news. They've been linked to a higher risk of diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. And for men, they can make prostate problems worse too. It's all because of this preservative called sodium nitrite that reacts with certain compounds in our bodies, forming those carcinogenic nitrosamines that can cause further prostate enlargement and inflammation, which can worsen the symptoms of BPH. To minimize the risk of developing or worsening prostate problems, including BPH, it's a good idea to cut back on processed meats and go for fresh, unprocessed foods instead. Now, if you're wondering what to include in your diet in lieu of processed meats, here are some healthier alternatives. First off, you can include a variety of fruits and vegetables in your meals. They're packed with essential nutrients and antioxidants that help fight inflammation in your body. Try to eat 5 servings or more of fruits and veggies every day. You can also add whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, and whole wheat bread to your meals. These high-fiber foods can keep your bowel movements regular and reduce the chances of constipation. When it comes to protein, opt for lean sources like chicken, fish, or tofu. They're lower in saturated fat compared to processed meats, which is great for your overall health. Don't forget to include healthy fats in your meals too, like nuts, avocados, olive oil, and seeds. These fats can help reduce inflammation and support heart health. Number 2, vegetable oil and products that are vegetable oil-based. Cutting down on vegetable oil products like chips, French fries, popcorn, bread, cookies, mayo, salad dressings, and canned soups can actually be good for your prostate health. And you know what? It's also a good idea to avoid using vegetable oils like canola oil, soybean oil, and corn oil when cooking. But why, you ask? Well, we know that these oils are commonly used in these foods because they're cheap and don't have a strong taste. But the problem is that they're loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. And if you consume too much omega-6 fatty acids, it can cause inflammation in your body. And inflammation can make those BPH symptoms you experience worse. So, to cut back on vegetable oils, have a look at those food labels and go for those that use healthier alternatives like olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil. And when you're cooking at home, try using these healthier oils instead of vegetable oil. Number 3. Unfermented soy. Soy is a pretty common ingredient found in lots of processed foods. You'll see it in things like ready-to-eat meals, diet shakes, protein bars, vegan meat substitutes, processed meats, and even baby formulas. But here's the thing. Unfermented soy, especially soy protein isolates, might not be so great for your prostate health. These isolates can really mess with your insulin levels and make your urinary issues, even prostate enlargement, worse. Moreover, soy powder has high levels of estrogen, which is another hormone that can cause prostate enlargement when there's too much in your body. Plus, soy is often grown as a genetically modified crop, which means it gets heavily exposed to chemical pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides. These can mess with hormone balance and, as a result, have negative effects on prostate health. Finally, it's worth noting that soy contains a good amount of phytic acid. This compound can actually make it harder for your body to absorb important minerals like zinc, which are essential for a healthy prostate. Basically, if you're dealing with prostate-related problems like BPH, it's best to steer clear of unfermented soy products altogether. Nevertheless, organic fermented soy foods like soy sauce, miso, tempeh, tofu, and natto are deemed safe due to the elimination of the harmful effects through the fermentation process. This renders fermented soy significantly healthier for the body compared to its unfermented counterpart. However, the impact of fermented soy to the prostate has yet to be clearly determined. Number 4. Alcohol. Drinking alcohol is said to have some negative effects on BPH. You see, when you consume alcohol, it can damage the cells in your liver, which can mess with your hormones. This means that your estrogen and insulin levels may go up, and that can contribute to prostate enlargement. Not only that, but alcohol can also mess with your blood vessels and arteries, which can raise your blood pressure. So, if you want to reduce your risk of BPH, it's a good idea to cut back on alcohol, especially beer, which can have estrogenic properties. Instead, why not try enjoying a refreshing cup of kombucha tea? This amazing fermented beverage promotes the growth of beneficial gut microbes, helping to eliminate toxins and promote a clean liver and, in effect, balanced hormones. Incorporating adaptogen drinks into your daily routine can also make a difference in reducing stress levels and boosting overall well-being. These adaptogens are actually natural herbs and mushrooms that help your body adapt to stress and strengthen your immune system. And all these can impact your prostate in a positive way. If you're curious about adaptogens, some highly sought-after adaptogen drinks include holy basil tea, ashwagandha tea, and reishi mushroom tea. You can drink them either in the morning or throughout the day. Doing so can support your body's natural response to stress and reduce inflammation associated with BPH. Number 5. Dairy products. If you're dealing with urinary difficulties because of an enlarged prostate, cutting out dairy products like butter, cheese, yogurt, cream, and milk from your diet might help ease your symptoms. You see, dairy products derived from cow or goat milk naturally contain growth hormones like prolactin. While these hormones are meant to promote the growth of young animals, they can cause irritation to an already enlarged prostate. And this irritation can lead to more swelling and increased pressure on your urethra and bladder, making the symptoms you experience due to an enlarged prostate worse. It's important to keep in mind that the impact of consuming dairy products on prostate health can vary. Some guys with prostate issues may not experience negative effects when they consume dairy products. But for a lot of men, cutting out dairy from their diet can be a healthy solution to help ease their symptoms of prostate enlargement. If you're experiencing symptoms of prostate enlargement, you could try removing dairy from your diet, even for just a week or two first. Then, see if there's any improvement in the urinary symptoms you experience. Also, it's worth mentioning that dairy products are a great source of nutrients and can benefit those without prostate problems. Number 6. Refined sugar, including foods that use it as an ingredient. Reducing your consumption of refined sugar is a simple but effective way to improve your condition if you have an enlarged prostate. But let's be honest, it's easier said than done. You see, refined sugar is used in processed foods like baked goods, sweetened beverages, and candy. And guess what? It can even be hiding in foods you least expect. You probably know that consuming too much refined sugar can lead to weight gain and inflammation. But what you might not know is that these effects can make your symptoms of BPH worse. Here's another reason to cut back on refined sugar. It's linked to a higher risk of type 2 diabetes, which is known to contribute to BPH. When your blood sugar levels are high, it can cause damage to the nerves and blood vessels in your prostate gland, leading to inflammation and potentially making it bigger. To lower your refined sugar intake, aim to lessen your consumption of processed foods and opt for whole, unprocessed alternatives instead. It's even better if you can completely avoid eating any food with refined sugar. But if that's not possible, you can start by replacing your sugary beverages with tea, water, or unsweetened coffee. And instead of ice cream and cakes for dessert, choose to eat fruits or unsweetened yogurt. Here are 2 more videos you may find interesting. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share the video with your friends. And for more interesting videos like this, subscribe to the channel.